A brief guide to Kefalonia for tourists who like to wander and explore. Kefalonia is the largest of the Greek Ionian Islands and is famous for its geographical beauty and for being the location of Louis de Bernier's book and subsequent film Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Flying to Kefalonia takes just 3.5 hours, and it is possible to get the first flight out in the morning and be enjoying a refreshing swim in the warm waters surrounding the island by early afternoon. This makes the painless and relatively relaxed journey attractive to couples and families alike. For the more adventurous with time to spare, it is possible to drive to Kefalonia via France, Germany and Italy and hop on a ferry from Brindisi in Italy over to Pouros in Kefalonia. This is definitely not a party island, and therefore it does not attract large groups of youngsters looking to dance all night and sleep all day. Accommodation ranges from self-catering apartments to all-inclusive hotels. When taking the self-catering option, please be aware that these options are fairly basic and the apartments are generally suitable for making breakfast and simple meals and drinks. As an experienced visitor to the Greek islands, I prefer to go self-catering as I know eating out is inexpensive and I love to try local dishes and get a taste of the real Greece. Being an island, Kefalonia is rich in freshly caught fish and seafood. Lamb and chicken also feature heavily on the local menus, and dishes to try are kleftiko, which is slow roasted lamb, and souvlaki, which are tender pieces of skewered meat. A refreshing lunch choice is a crisp Greek salad, or tzatziki, which is a mouth-watering combination of Greek natural yogurt, cucumber and mint. Breakfast has to be Greek natural yogurt mixed with a little of the fragrant local honey. Try serving over chopped watermelon for a refreshing twist. Ouzo is the national drink of Greece, and a niece-favoured spirit popular in all parts. Similar to sambuca, it can be consumed as a shot and is used as a digestive following a meal, but it also makes a delicious, long, cooling drink when mixed with cloudy lemonade and ice. Other local drinks worth trying are Retsina, a white or rosé wine exclusive to Greece, and Mythos beer, which most bars serve in glasses kept in the freezer, making it an extra cooling option. Getting around Kefalonia is fairly easy as the island is small and the roads are uncomplicated. There are just 3 roundabouts on the whole island, and these are in quick succession of one another as you approach Argostoli from the south. The Kefalonians drive on the right, and the roundabouts are slightly odd as drivers on the roundabout have to stop and give way to those coming onto the roundabout. But once you have got used to these differences, it is easy to travel from one end of the island to the other. Due to Kefalonia's amazing geographical landscape, the roads can be steep, and some roads are only negotiable if you have a 4x4. We didn't have a 4x4 on our first trip to the island, and we ended up what we affectionately called the custard mobile, and were limited to visiting easily accessible places. Fortunately, this did not put too many constraints on our explorations, and we were able to visit all of the coastal towns and villages. But the mountain range and some of the beaches had to wait until our second visit. Another option for exploring the island is to hire a boat for the day. These are available in a variety of choices, from basic motorboats to large speedboats with awnings for shade. This gives you the opportunity to go on a real adventure with the chance to find hidden coves and beaches. Only accessible by powerful vehicles, Mount Aenus is the tallest mountain in the Ionian island of Kefalonia, with an elevation of 1,628 metres. Most of the mountain range is national park and is covered with pine and fir trees. Views from the top are spectacular, and it is also pleasantly cool compared with the much hotter temperatures down by the sea. Only discovered in 1951, Melasani Lake is a water-filled underground cave featuring stunning blue waters and hosts to stalactites and stalagmites over 20,000 years old. Visits are best carried out on a sunny day to fully appreciate the spectacular effect of the sun shining in through the hole in the top of the cave. Visitors are conducted around all accessible areas of the cave by boats rowed by the most entertaining boatmen. Expect to be sung to. One of the most important caves in Greece, Drogorati, was discovered 300 years ago when part of it crashed after a strong earthquake, which revealed its current admission. Drogorati dates back over 100 million years and features magnificent examples of stalactites and stalagmites. The acoustics inside the cave are excellent and many concerts have been held here. It has also been used as a hiding place during conflicts. 60 metres below the surface, the cave has a temperature of approximately 18 degrees, making it another cool option when things start to heat up. Fiscardo, situated to the north of the island, is known as a playground for the rich and famous, so staying here can be more expensive than the rest of the island. It is, however, a very pretty little port and worth a visit for a day trip. The harbour is surrounded by bars and restaurants, yachts, catamarans and cruisers line the bay, and visitors stroll along the quayside taking in the views. A short drive from Fiscardo is the small picturesque village of Assos. The villas grouping round the bay and the small beach have an Italian feel to them, and to the left of the bay, sitting high up on the tree-covered hillside, is a 16th century fort offering breathtaking sunset views. Poros is a small ferry port with a developing resort and is a pleasant but not outstanding place to visit. However, I am featuring it in my review of Kefalonia as we've discovered a hidden gem of a bar there. Sitting right on the end of the harbour, it looked fairly normal from the outside, but upon entering we were able to walk through the cliffside and out onto a decking platform offering comfortable rattan settees and tables which looked out over the sparkling blue waters. We had a few delicious lunches there, gazing out over the waters and watching the yachts sailing past. Argostoli is the capital of Kefalonia. Set on the thumb of the bay, it is a bustling harbour and ferry port. Turtles populate the waters, and the easiest way to spot them is amongst the fishing boats, where the fishermen are unloading their catches. However, you can also glimpse them as you walk alongside the waters of the bay. Argostoli has lots of shops and restaurants and is much more of a metropolis than the rest of the island's towns. One of the most attractive features of Kefalonia are its beautiful unspoilt beaches lapped by warm and shallow crystal clear azure waters. On some beaches you will see small areas taped off. These are areas identified as places where turtles have laid their eggs, and at certain times of the year it is possible to go and watch them hatching. An amazing sight. The sea is very clear and it is possible to spot a small fish or two, but generally it is not good for snorkelling as there is not much to be seen. There are some famous beaches, Myrtos for example, but these are very popular and therefore finding parking and sun lounges can be difficult. Whenever I am in a country foreign to my own, I like to try using the local language, if only using simple phrases like please and thank you. Key phrases to learn are Kalimera, which means good morning, Kalispera, which translates as good afternoon, Kalinikta for good evening, Yasu is hello, and Eferisto, which means thank you. Don't be afraid to give it a go. They are easy phrases to try and the local people appreciate your effort. The best times to visit this beautiful unspoilt island are between May and September. Package holidays are available, but you can build your own holiday using accommodation recommendations from sites like TripAdvisor. It is important to note that many of the hotels and apartments deal exclusively with specific tour operators, so you may have to go through them if you want a particular hotel or apartment building. I hope you have found this guide informative, insightful and persuasive enough to make you consider making Kefalonia your next holiday destination.